This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power.
Good morning there, listeners out there. You're welcome to yet another interesting edition of Newspaper Review, coming to you live from your number one online radio in the Southwest. This is Power 365 Online Radio. My name is Olamide Adeniji, and I'm bringing you news stories from the Daily Independent. And to your, I know many of you will be, why are these people bringing Daily Independent in these days? Well, it's because we want to serve you varieties. Varieties. That's the spice of life. And so you're welcome to this interesting edition this Wednesday morning. All right, so the first story I'm bringing to you, the first headline is Nigeria unattractive with I-Visa, $170 biometric fees, experts. And there's the story which says PDP neck, we won't allow marauders factionalize our party. Governors won 13,000 megawatt for 200,000 megawatt demands unacceptable. OB, and this is saying Dangote refinery crashing of diesel price excites Tinubu, and court to rule on Nnamdi Kanu's plea seeking restoration of bill May 20. And this is saying stakeholders task insurance regulator operators on image of sector. And this is also saying mass unemployment, Tinubu considers social security policy for vulnerable Nigerians. Bello versus EFCC, confusion as court of coordinate jurisdiction ignores restraining order. And on Ganduje, I'm bringing you this one on Ganduje, we won't obey court order obtained by fraud. That's coming from APC. Okay, so these are stories I'm bringing to you and many more. Okay, when I return, I'll bring you more stories. Stay tuned to Power 365 Online Radio. We're your number one online radio here in the Southwest and even across Nigeria. Stay tuned.
365 Radio. We pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power 365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power 365_FM. Power.
All right, you're welcome back. This is still Power 365 Online Radio, coming to you live from the city of Ibadan. Okay, this first story is about, let me first bring you this interesting story about the Cubana chief priest. Everyone must have heard about the Cubana chief priest bill of 10 million naira. This is saying Cubana chief priest gets 10 million naira bill for naira abuse. Celebrity bartender Pascal Okechukwu, popularly known as Cubana Chief Priest, has been granted bail in the sum of 10 million naira by the Federal High Court in Lagos on Wednesday. Okechukwu, who was dressed in a wine-colored Senator Buba and Shokoto style, looked calm as he took his plea after the three-count charge brought against him by the commission was read to him. Okay, read more of that story. It's on page 8 of the Daily Independent. Okay, I made an error earlier. I said today is Wednesday. Today is Thursday, right? Today is Thursday, not Wednesday. Sorry about that. Okay, so the next story I'm bringing is Edo High Court sentences 3 to death by hanging for kidnapping, robbery, and murder. That's still on page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune. An Edo High Court sitting in Benin and presided over by Justice Irele Ifije has sentenced 3 persons to death by hanging for armed robbery, kidnapping, and murder of one Ephraim Akere. Okay, so you may pick a copy of the Daily Independent to read more on that story. Let me go to developmental stories. Tinubu considers social security policy for vulnerable Nigerians. Okay, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has hinted of his administration's plans to initiate a comprehensive social security policy where the most vulnerable citizens will get allowance to bridge inflation gaps. He gave the hint when he received leaders of Afenifere, the Yoruba Socio-Cultural Organization, at the State House in Abuja. Read more of that story. It's on page 7 of the Daily Independent. Dangote Refinery crashing of diesel price excites Tinubu. That's coming from the Daily Independent as well. It's saying that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commended the enterprising feat of Dangote Oil and Gas Limited in reducing the price of automotive gas oil, AGO, also known as diesel. Recall that the group recently reviewed downwards the price of AGO from 1,650 to 1,000 naira per liter for a minimum of 1 million liters of the product, as well as providing of discount of 30 naira per liter for an offtake of 5 million liters and above. Okay, that's interesting. You may read a copy, you may get a copy of this newspaper to read more on this. And then the presidential candidate of the Labour Party has taken a swipe at the federal government in Peter Obi. He has expressed deep concerns over the perennial power situation in the country, recording 141 times of national grid collapse in 11 years, and calls for urgent pragmatic solutions. Read more of that story. It's on page 7 of the Daily Independent. And then on Ganduje, this is saying we won't obey court order obtained by fraud. Okay, that's on page 1 of the Daily Independent, and it spills over to page 7 of the Daily Independent. As controversies trail the suspension of Alhaji Abdullahi Ganduje, the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, the party has vowed not to honor or obey any order of court obtained by fraud. Okay, you may read more of this story. It's on page 1 of the Daily Independent. Spills over to page 6, and this is saying Bello versus EFCC, confusion as court of coordinate jurisdiction ignores restraining order. There was confusion at the Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday as the court ordered the arrest of former Governor Yahaya Bello for arraignment in court today, despite a substantive judgment given by a Kogi State High Court earlier in the same day, restraining the EFCC from harassing, detaining, or prosecuting the former governor. Justice I.A. Jamil of High Court 4 gave the restraining order in a 2-hour judgment delivered in suit number HCL/68/M/2020 in Lokoja at about 12 noon on Wednesday. Read more of that forth and back story on page 1, which spills to page 6 of the of the Daily Independent. Governor Ododo swears in two new commissioners. Governor of Kogi State, Usman Ahmed Ododo, has charged members of the State Executive Council to remain committed to their duties, urging them to work in the interest of a united, and progressive Kogi State. Okay, read more of that story. It's on page 4 of the Daily Independent. Kebi gives 10 hectares of land to Naseni for establishment of Amedi. That's also on page 4. Rivers SEC approves 6.7 billion naira for Okania Ogbogoro road construction. Okay, it's also on page 4 of the Daily Independent. And this is saying customs nets 139% surplus revenue at Tinkan Command in Q1. Edo Guba, I'll run an open door policy. That's coming from Prince Okoje. And this is saying Kanduje suspension, judicial rascality taking too far, says group. The National Democratic Front has faulted the ruling of the Kano State High Court. We granted an ex parte order restraining the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, from parading himself as a member of the party. Okay, so you may pick a copy of that story. Oh, okay, let me quickly bring you to Oyo State. Rotary Club donates food items to Oyo road sweepers. The Jericho Metro Rotary Club Ibadan chapter, in partnership with Ken and George USA, on Tuesday distributed food items to 80 ad hoc staff of the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources who clean the metropolitan. Read more of that story on page 5 of the Daily Independent. Ogun Agency trains staffers on techniques evaluation of statutory reports. You may read more of that story too. It's on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. Sorry, page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. All right, so my time is far spent, but let me quickly take one or two more stories before I call it a day here, and I give chance to my colleague who is in charge of the Yoruba version to bring the Yoruba version of newspaper review to your hearing pleasure. All right, this next story is saying corruption in the public sector. Okay, Body Judge receives lifetime achievement award. Well, if you're interested in that, you may pick a copy of the Daily Independent to read that. YFG should back suspension of APC national chairman. Okay, that sounds like an article which you can actually pick a copy and read. Loma boss appeals to Lagos residents to make clean environment a habit. Okay, and then Pencom approves retirement benefits to 159,000 workers with low earning. All right, so let's see another story. Okay, should we quickly go to sports? Oh, okay, there's a power sector page here which is talking on electricity tariff. Workers threaten protest over maltreatment by customers. All right, so for those of you that are in the habit of beating IBEDC staff, they will soon protest. Please stop it. And say this is saying on the sports page. On the sports page, let me quickly fly to the sports page. There's so many stories, but let me fly to the sports page. Super Falcons need good preparation to navigate group of death. That's coming from Ipeba. Yes, it's a group of death for Super Falcons in the 2024 Paris Olympic, but Ipeba has advised them that they need good preparation to navigate that group. And this is saying Aruna Quadri returns to top 20 in latest ITF ranking. And this is saying okay, Rivers United sets to replace Eyimba in African Football League. And this is saying Ilechuku dedicates Coach of the Month award to Enugu Governor and others. And this is saying Roma seek to defend marginal lead in all Italian quarterfinal. All right, this is where I can I would take a stop. I will take a break. Take a stop, not a break. I'll take a stop here, and in a jiffy you'll hear my colleague would bring you the Yoruba version. Until then, until next time, I bring you a fresh edition of newspaper review from your number one online dial. Please have a blessed day. Goodbye.
On being your go-to source for authentic news and